There we go. So it popped up. There goes the countdown. Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla. All right, everybody, what's going on? It's Faith here with my girl Love Wisdom. What you eating on, girl? I can't hear you. Wait a minute, you're muted.
Oh, right.
There you go.
I had some.
What's up?
What's going on?
Girl, ain't nothing going on. How do you like the new background?
I love it. You did say you were going to upgrade.
Girl, let me tell you, I'm leveling up here in these YouTube streets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what you been up to? What you been up to?
Finals. So the finals were finished this week. So I have like another 24 hours to rest before we're back in class, but no complaints. Kind of scanning through these YouTube streets. You know, the mess never ends.
Never ending, girl. Never ending. Girl, what is that mess that's going on over here with Jessica X and Fantastic? And what is going on? I mean, I've been out of the loop with all of this stuff.
I don't know. It just kind of seems that, you know, people are kind of getting tired of certain things and they're expressing how they feel. That's what it kind of comes across to me. I'm just like, wow. Okay.
Well, I have to say, shout out to I Am Verbal. If you guys are not subscribed to I Am Verbal, she did a great video. It was like 7 hours long, though. And she kind of outlined what happened between Angry Man and Jessica X. And I believe who else was it up there that she was arguing with? I think it was on somebody else's panel. Whose panel was it?
I think Steve the Dean Williams. I think.
Oh, wow.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was up there. But salute to our sister Verbal.
Yeah, I Am Verbal. She pretty much alerted me to it because I saw it. I was just on YouTube one day and I was just scrolling down my little videos. I missed that live stream. I am so mad I missed it. But homegirl, she was like going off and telling it like it is. And she was saying that, you know, hey, everybody had been saying that this was going to happen, that a lot of brothers were going to start opening their eyes and waking up and realizing that they were getting taken. And so this is what you're starting to see now. You're starting to see the rose-colored glasses coming off, and you're seeing the snake for what it really is. Now, I don't knock another woman's hustle, but when your hustle comes at the expense of Black women, I got a problem. I got a problem with that. And right. See, she came in the gate swinging at American Black women, and stepping on a whole lot of toes in order to cater to the men, because she wanted to get that bag, she wanted to get that money. And any black woman, we know, what she's doing. We know what she's trying to, achieve here. She's trying to get her money. Nobody is saying, girl, don't get your money. I'm like, get your money, girl, get your money, girl. But you stepped on a lot of folks on the way up.
Right.
And you know what? The fall down is going to be a hell of a fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
that was my whole thing. I don't, if that's what you want to do, get your money, get your bag. But the disrespect and the parroting of talking points, that I think that's what made a lot of black women, American black women, upset. Like, we don't care how you do it. Just do what you do, but not at our expense.
Exactly.
Especially if you don't know the full story as to how we got where we are. You know what I mean? I hear it. I stay in my lane because I'm just like, this is YouTube. At the end of the day, people can say what they want to say. It's no reflection on me. But the problem becomes when it's constant. It's the constant drum roll back and forth of just parroting. And it doesn't matter how much you debunk it, more BS comes on top of it. And I'm just like, I'm tired at this point. Like, if that's what you want to believe, that's what you want to believe. But it's kind of like with those types of men, you're expendable.
Right.
You're expendable. And it's like, when they have no use of you, your praises become critiques, and then it becomes insults.
Exactly.
I kind of harken it to, like, right now, from what I see, there's no more stable. All the thoroughbreds have left the stable. Okay, and there is no stable left. So now these men are reduced to having a kennel.
Right.
And this is why now they're calling black women German shepherds, because they're trying to build a kennel. Because there's no more stable. So you got to have this kennel of loud, aggressive women that parrot your talking points. They're trying to get that kennel in order so they can build a stable. So they need to recruit women that think like them, or at the very least stroke their ego enough so that they can build this kennel and recruit other women. It's no different than a pimp and his hoes. You know what I mean?
Very good.
A pimp, his reason for standing is his bottom bitch. You know what I mean? So without the bottom bitch, there's no pimping. So what the bottom bitch does is she recruits. She helps recruit the new women. That's how the stable is built. Right now, these men are operating on a kennel. And you're his German shepherd. So whenever something goes wrong, he needs his attack dog off the leash. A German shepherd is a loud, aggressive, and vicious animal who belongs in a kennel. So this is what's going on right now. They're trying to build a kennel, get enough of these quote unquote German shepherds on their side so they can build a stable. You're turning German shepherds into thoroughbreds the way it was 5-6 years ago, where you had a lot of black women being community minded and a lot of black women, coddling and making excuses. That was the stable. But now the women are like, to hell with all of this. The bottom bitch done opened up the stable and said, give us free. You go move. So now all the thoroughbreds, all the riders are gone. You have no more stable. So now you're reduced to a kennel. And they're doing a recruitment process all over again. So the same way with the pimp and the hoe, you are expendable. You can get knocked if you don't perform. That's why these women got to find intricate ways to stay in the kennel. They got to go after other women who don't bother them. They have to parrot the talking points to entertain these men because they don't want to get knocked. That's all that is.
Well, since when I listened to that clip that I Am Verbal played on her channel, and once again, shout out to the sister. But it just seemed to me like all of this talk that the men were doing about submission and they want women that, be submissive and bow down and all this type of stuff. Now you have Jessica X who have set up here and regurgitated everything back to the manosphere, all of their talking points back to them. And the one time she steps out of character and has a moment where she wants to, clarify something to one of the brothers in the manosphere, they all jumped on her. I mean, I was very shocked. I was surprised.
Yeah, because she's expendable. They're putting her on notice. Like, you can get knocked.
Mm-hmm.
You can get knocked. You just because you're feeding us a fantasy, that does not mean that you are irreplaceable. Like, to the left. Mm-hmm. What did Nino Brown say in New Jack City? Cancel that bitch. I'll buy another one. That's how they think in the space. So all of this competing, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to sisters, but the competition to be the bottom bitch for these dudes, it doesn't work because you're replaceable. The next woman that looks better than you, is a little more articulate, has a little more presence, slowly but surely you get knocked. Because what's his name? Benzino? I see Miss New Booty. It's new ass on the block.
Oh yeah, new hotness. Melanie has a YouTube channel now. Did you know that? Jessica X Boom Coon Buddy now has a YouTube channel, and it seems that Game Changer has managed to take his lips from Jessica X's asshole long enough to go over to Melanie's page and promote Melanie. Isn't that fabulous?
you can get replaced. That's the reality of this space. When you kind of form these little factions going on, you can be replaced. If if you're not doing enough, you can get knocked.
Absolutely.
That's why it's best to look. You got to just be you. You got to be you. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. All this competition to be a part of the kennel is not going to work. Because at the end of the day, they are going to knock you when they see something new and something fresh. We've seen this take place before in this space.
Yes.
Where you had a sister who was windmilling for these brothers and caught a lot of flack from women.
I'm thinking about Kendra D.
Right.
She was out there doing the most. I mean, and she caught a lot of flack, and you know what? She was there. She was saying all the things, all the same things that Jessica X was saying. And then as soon as Jessica X came, she got pushed all the way to the bottom of the rung. So now, who's going to push Jessica X over to the side? Because the competition out here is fierce.
It's very fierce, out here, and with Kendra, respect to Kendra, whether you agree to disagree, she stood 10 toes down.
Yes.
She cammed up, and she didn't get not even a quarter or a third of the protection in the promotion as Jessica X.
No.
So again, whenever someone new comes into town that has a little more flair, you can be replaced. You can be replaced. It's not. It's a no-brainer. You can be replaced, and right now, from what I see, they're doing a lot of heavy recruiting.
Yes,
a lot of heavy recruiting. So,
but here's my thing: if the replacement rate is so fast, if the how can they say? Well, what do companies call their retention rate?
turnover.
Yeah, if the turnover rate is so large with the black men of the manosphere or black men in general, well, what is the real incentive then for black women to be as submissive as women like Kendra D and Jessica X?
There's no incentive. Um, there is none, because again, at the end of the day, who chooses to keep the women on the assembly line? It's the
Right.
men it's the men who control whether you get promoted or get knocked. You see what I'm saying? So for someone like Kendra, who was genuine in what she did, that was not enough. Jessica comes along. Jessica feeds into the fantasy. So the fantasy looks better than the reality. So the reality got to go, and we got to keep the fantasy. Now what's happening is the fantasy don't look good no more. The fantasy is not as palatable. So now we're looking at someone else.
Right, because Jessica makes them look foolish. So now for a little bit, the fantasy, was fun because they got to rub black women's faces in the fact that they're looking at a photo of someone, we don't know who it is, and she appears to be a light-skinned woman that's very attractive. And so they're using that and rubbing it in black women's faces. And then also the fact that she bends over and kisses their behinds and regurgitate all their talking points. They use that and rubbed it in black women's faces. But now, when you go down the timeline and a little bit of time has passed, everyone is asking, okay, well, who is this person? Do you even know if this person is who they say they are? And why are you all doing all this simping and caping? This is something that you all spoke heavily against, but now you're over here simping and caping. You know, and shout out to Rude. He said, "What's up, ladies? Looking good, ladies." Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Rude.
Appreciate it. But look what they're doing now. They're doing recruiting. Well, they're doing a lot of recruiting to get folks back in that kennel. And what happens is it's all smoke and mirrors, because at the end of the day, they do like loud, aggressive women. They do. They love loud, aggressive women. Certain women come on the panel, they're literally fighting to get on the panel and do everything in their power to trigger women on the panel, because they like that masculine energy. They like that. That's what they want in their kennel. They want the attack dog. So whenever something goes wrong with them, they will run under the skirt of the same type of women they're speaking against. You need that. You need that attack dog. So it's like whenever the feet is to the fire, why not send, ladies, I'm not being disrespectful, I'm saying this for the sake of conversation. It's like Cujo. The postman running from Cujo, that dog is coming for his ass. So whenever it's time for these men to be held accountable, they got to go to the kennel and get that German Shepherd. Go by the plug out that person's ass that's coming after me. So they like them, even though they say they want the submissive woman, they're not pursuing the submissive woman. They are always going after the loud, assertive, masculine woman, because that's their protector. That is the Black Wonder Woman with lasso and shield. And what happens is the quote-unquote German Shepherds are the biggest enablers for them not to do what they're supposed to do. That's why they want them. That's why they're doing the heavy recruiting process now for the kennel. We need as much attack dogs as we can so we don't have to be held accountable. Because even when you have other Black men holding their feet to the fire, there's always a woman who has to jump in and say, Don't that remind you of Big Mama back in the day? Not my baby. Where at the end of the day, these men have to take responsibility. They have to be held accountable. They have to. And you, as a Black woman that's constantly parroting their talking points and constantly being their sword and shield, they're never going to grow up.
No.
As long as your skirt is there for them to hide underneath, while they resent you at the same time, but they need your protection. They need, and I feel bad. I feel bad for sisters because we've been conditioned to think a certain way. And what happens now is a lot of sisters is getting that get out moment, and more of them are running out of the stable. Damn, let the door open. They knocking the door open and they're running. They're running away because it's like, wait a minute. I'm doing all of this and it still isn't working. I'm contorting myself. I'm getting popped. I'm doing all of these things. And you still call me a German Shepherd. You still say it's my fault while the community is burning to the ground. So it doesn't matter what I say or what I do. I can lick your digital balls and jerk your digital dick, and I'm still an ain't shit bitch.
There you go.
Still. So it's like, what's the point? What's the point? What's the incentive? I'm not getting a return on my investment. It's the sad reality. It's the sad reality out here in these streets.
And Audra Banks, shout out to Audra. She says, yes, they actually panic at the mere idea of Big Mama, aka their enablers, not being there for them. Yes. Big Mama is dying out. Big Mama is leaving.
And Big Mama, Big Mama 50, but she looked like she's 30. Okay? You got these 50-year-old sisters, Elsie Neal, Lisa Ray, Taraji P. Henson, looking like they 30. Hell, Angela Bassett is what, 61?
Oh, Angela Bassett.
She don't look a day over 35. Great. So you got these older women who are looking very young, very fine, and these are not the same Big Mamas who had the messed up robe and getting their bras from Sears with the rollers on. No, this ain't the same Big Mama. This Big Mama at Victoria's Secret. She at La Perla. She at Fredericks of Hollywood. She ain't taking care of your kids. This is how Stella got her groove back. She know. This a whole new Big Mama.
Oh yeah, this Big Mama right here, I am not sitting up here trying to enable nobody. There will be no sleeping on the couch at this Big Mama house. No. Right. So now I was listening to the sister I Am Verbal yesterday, and she was saying that, she also believes that Black men respect Black women who are more assertive. I'm not going to say aggressive. I'm going to say assertive. And I agree, because when I was nice to these guys, and I would want to be docile, I want to cook the meals, I want to be like, yes, a massa, yes, a massa. And it seemed as if I didn't get any respect when I was like that. When I was doing the whole Sealy routine, yes, a massa, I was being treated like Sheila. But then when I got like Suge Avery, and I said, get that thing to run me a bath water, and I started disrespecting him and calling him out his name, well, I just they started treating me like Suge Avery. I think I would rather get treated like Suge. What do you think, sis?
And the thing about it is, Suge was the hoe.
But the hoe was winning. Didn't Suge Avery get a man? Didn't she get married?
Even though she had that, what Mr. said, she had that woman's disease. And she got married. She said, I's married now. I's married now. The hoe was winning.
Oh, yeah. And it seems as if the hoes are still winning today, because look at Kim Kardashian. Didn't Kim Kardashian get caught on video sucking Ray J's penis?
I hit it first.
Yes, he hit it first.
Went
and
through
he
went
and
through
he said he hit it the best.
went through Chris Humphries, went through Reggie Bush,
Mm-hmm.
Nick Lachey, Nick Cannon.
Yes. Mm.
Kim
But
had
did
her own stable, didn't she?
but she not only got married once, she got married twice. She got married three times. Three times. The whole got married three times.
3. And now that she's divorcing Kanye and gonna get half of that money and custody of the kids, you got men saying now they're waiting for Kim.
Oh, look, Ronald Crump says men don't want no damn assertive women. Shaking my head, sad. Pookie loves that. Ah.
Ronald, stop it, because y'all have a love-hate relationship with Pookie and Ray Ray.
Oh, wait, but this is still the same Ronald Crump that says Kim K is gorgeous.
I mean, look, she is a beautiful woman. I'm not going to take that away from her. She is a beautiful woman, but let's call a spade a spade. I mean, you know, she may be a hoe, but she have a whole bunch of men that want to wife her. And these same men talking about we want our women feminine and we want them submissive. Ain't nothing about Kim K that's submissive.
Ain't nothing about Jessica X that's submissive. And shout out to Miss Uppity Unicorn, because I also watched her live stream and she broke it down. That Miss Jessica X, when she sat up there and disrespected Super Sly's wife, and the men of the manosphere told her to apologize, guess who was not submissive? Guess who would not apologize?
She wouldn't apologize, and she wouldn't apologize, and all was forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to those? What happened to those before hoes? What happened to the bro code? So it's I don't that's why a lot of these things I don't really bother with. It's kind of like it's just walking hypocrisy. The rules apply to who it needs to apply to, and everybody else they're the exception. You know.
But now here's something interesting, Love Wisdom. I wanted to get into this, but it just seems to me like black men will do and say anything to get under the skin of their own women. Mm-hmm. Even to the point where they'll say that they remember at first they said, we're going to replace you with light-skinned women. So you darkies, you strags, you old hags, you're going to get replaced with light-skinned women. Then the light-skinned black women weren't good enough. They were going to replace them with non-black women, the Hispanic, the white, the Asian, okay? And then all of a sudden, no women. Oh, all women ain't nothing, because now the Beckys are starting to talk about them. The Beckys are starting to put them on child support. So now they're going to go get a dog. They're going to go get a dog. So now that they keep moving the goalposts down to these inanimate objects, non-black women, white women, etc. So now, have you seen the video on my community tab where there is a transgendered man, and he is pretty much going off? He is mad at real black women. And he is saying that cis women, they call us cis women. The nerve, first of all, the nerve of you to rename me. I am a woman, not a cis woman. The nerve of you to come and rename us. But he's saying that real black women are jealous of transgendered women, and we want them dead. As a matter of fact, he outright accused us of trying to kill them.
But that's interesting, because one of the biggest supporters of the LGBTQ community are black women.
Yes, sis.
we are the biggest defenders of the LGBTQ community. So even to the point where you have Black women kind of arguing back and forth about should trans women be considered Black women. We had a big argument about that last year over the summer. So for this trans person to say that we're killing, trans women, I would like to know who and where, because we can have plenty of videos of trans men beating up Black women, calling Black women fish, and all of this other stuff. So I'm a little confused to how Black women are murdering and assaulting trans Black women, or whatever you want to call it. I don't see where we're doing that, but I do see that we're constantly getting attacked.
Yes.
Which is why Black women need to differentiate themselves. How you live your life is how you live your life. I have no issue with that. But when you want to use being a woman to your advantage, so when it's to your advantage to use women, oh, I'm a woman. But when I don't like you women, you dirty Black bitches.
Right.
And trust me.
Or you smell like fish.
Right.
Don't forget that. But shout out to K Coaching for the $2.99 super chat. He says, keep up the good work, Sister Faith. And also, yes, and to my co-host, Love Wisdom, as well. Thank you so much, K Coaching.
If Black women were killing trans Black men, you would have Janet Mock, you would have Laverne Cox, you would have Big Frida, you would have all of them coming after Black women. It would have been on CNN, on the news, the Griot, the Washington Post. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So I don't know where that energy came from.
Well, you know what? I think it is because they are not real women, and they view Black men who are trans women. They view Black women as their number one competition, which is true, which is absolutely true. But it's so funny though that gay Black men, the gay Black men that are not transgendered, they don't view Black women as their competition. That's because they're not really attracted to a lot of the gay guys. They're not really attracted to straight Black men like that, or they don't really try to get straight Black men to like them. But it's the transgendered women that want to invade real women's spaces. They want to get into sports. They want to go on gynecologist appointments when they don't really have a real vagina. They have a surgical vagina that no real gynecologist can look at because they don't have the equipment. They want to change the emblem on our tampons and panty liners from the Venus emblem to some ambiguous emblem, but they don't really use them. They don't have a cause to use a tampon or a panty liner, so I don't even know why they would be trying to do that. And they want straight Black men to be attracted to them.
Right. Because I remember Laverne Cox was saying that if heterosexual men, if they're not attracted to trans women, they're the problem. And I'm like, time out. You have an entire community that caters to that. So a heterosexual man that is attracted to women specifically, that's not discriminating against you. You have a whole community that you can choose from. Bisexual.
Yes.
Transsexual. You have a whole community, even people who are curious. You have a whole community dedicated to your attraction. But to say that because I'm a woman, I say I'm a woman. I done got the surgery and all that stuff. I'm a woman. You have to be attracted to me. But heterosexual men are going to remember that you are in fact transsexual. And It doesn't matter how feminine you are and you look, they still know biologically you're a man.
But wait, Love Wisdom, because they just passed the law now where men who are transgendered or just identify as female, they can now use the women's public restroom. They do not have to self-identify or anything. So
And
if that,
and
yeah.
that's a problem. That's a problem because let's be honest.
1 second, I got somebody knocking at my door.
Mm-hmm.
Take it over, sis.
Okay. The problem with that is you have sexual deviants. We're talking pedophiles, pedophiles that will use the fact that they're transgender to do things to children. And that was the concern 2 years ago, I believe, in North Carolina, where they had the gender neutral bathrooms, and they were finding out that some of these men that were saying that they were transgender, they were sex offenders. So although most people don't really have a problem with how you live your life, people have a problem where you enforce your lifestyle onto other people. And the way in which you're doing it not only makes people uncomfortable, but it's almost to the point where it's psychotic. You know what I mean? This particular trans woman was saying so many disturbing things about Black women. Very disturbing things. You dirty Black bitches, you ugly Black bitches, you're just jealous. And the thing about it is, Black women are not jealous of you. Black women actually support the LGBTQ community. I don't understand what the issue is. Like, I really don't understand what the issue is with that.
Well,
And
now, sis, did you want me to go ahead and play the video, and we can kind of dissect it a little bit? Because shout out to, by the way, to Dana with the data, who sent me the video in my email. But I wanted to go ahead and play that video, and we can just get into it a little bit further because, see, she is kind of exposing a lot of so-called straight Black men too, or Black men that claim that they are straight,
yes,
that are
yes.
sleeping with them on the down low.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go ahead and see if I can get the screen share. Let me unplug my headset.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so I got my headset unplugged here, and I'm going to go ahead and share the screen real quick. Let's see here. Gmail. Okay, wait a minute. I thought I had it up here, but it looks like I don't. Oh, yes, I do. It's my Gmail. Okay, hold on. All right, so I'm going to start it from the very beginning so you guys can get the gist of her ranting, and then I'm going to probably end up speeding it up because I think this is an 18-minute long video, so I don't really intend to listen to the whole thing. But we're going to go over the video and stop it intermittently. Just let me know when you want me to stop. You just, Love Wisdom, just tell me to pause when you hear something that you want to expound on.
Okay. It's buffering. I can't really hear.
Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm going to remove the tab and go back into it and see if that's better because it has been up here for a minute. 1 second. All right, where is it? Oh, wait a minute. It's in my Gmail account. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me get my life together, y'all. I have to go through these emails real quick. All right, I got it right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try to screen share it again and see if we can hear it better. It seemed like the screen share was working better when I was off stream, huh? Let's see here. All right, here we go again. Okay, some people are saying that there's no audio. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, but as far as hearing what this individual is saying, no.
Okay, hold on. This is really frustrating. So let me go and look at my mic and see what the heck is going on here. All right, mic. All right, so let's try this one more time. I'm going to see if it's going to play or not.
I have one question for you black bitches.
Can you hear it?
Why does it
There
matter
we go.
to sleep with a transsexual? Hey guys, it's your girl Sash. I just wanted to do a quick interruption in the world right now because apparently if you are sleeping with a transsexual, the black community is not happy about that, especially the black biological woman. Yes.
Men, can y'all leave some men for us? How the fuck is supposed to reproduce?
For me personally, I will not date a bisexual man. I am not.
Like, keep that to yourself.
I don't agree with it. For me, that's it.
Has the stomach, has the butt work done, but she still has a wee-wee.
And I'm talking from the 305. We do not condone that shit. Jimmy Smack is gay.
Like, I'm sorry, that's not some shit that you were talking about. You woke up and you decided to do. No, bro, you done did that shit before. So
Jimmy Smacks has never been seen with men on his IG channel.
I'm like, would you date a dude that did that? They be like, yeah. I'm like, ew, bitch, you gross. You gonna infect yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's causing yourselves for diseases. You got to understand that population has the highest rates of STDs.
Has really sent a wake-up call to the trans community. Cisgender women do not see us as the same. They do not see us as their equal. They see us as with titties. They look at the men who mess with us as gay and blame us and the men who like us for AIDS, which is kind of interesting because
Black women are in outrage that a straight man decides to record a video of himself, exposing himself, uploading a video himself of having sex with a beautiful transsexual.
I know what I did. That's the thing. I posted it on social media. Nobody exposed me. That's the thing. I posted this shit.
Why is that your problem, black woman? Why are you upset? Why are you upset at the world that black men, yes, I said it, black men finds trans women attractive? They find us attractive because you're boring. You are judgmental. You only want to have threesomes with other women, and then this man is just there penetrating you. You don't want to do nothing to him, and you don't want to pleasure him. So guess what? He's going to come to me or other transsexual women to pleasure him because he's into transsexuals. Whether you like it or not, straight man is into transsexual. They can...
All right, I got to stop it right there.
Right there. Great minds think alike.
Woo! Girl, hold on a second.
Here's the thing. She opened up Pandora's, call it what it's she. She opened up Pandora's box because if you remember, for those who live in New Jersey, New York, I think it's Hot 97, Mr. C. Mr. C got caught with a transsexual not twice, but 3 times. Eddie Murphy got caught with a transsexual. Okay? These are supposed to be heterosexual men getting caught with these transsexual women. So Ronald, to be politically correct, I'm gonna call her she. Okay, I'm gonna call her she. All right. We know she's not a she, but we're gonna let her have it. There is a history of so-called straight men having sex with transsexual women. What's the rapper's name? Young Buck. Did not Young Buck get caught with a transsexual? Did not Valentino get caught with a transsexual? So she's not lying about these men having a thing for transsexual women. She's not lying because it's proof in the pudding.
And you just saw on the video that the man said that he knowingly put out a video of himself with a transsexual woman. So some of these guys are even coming out and openly saying that they're sleeping with these trans men. So I'm wondering if in our community, this is something that Black men are eventually going to normalize, because I've seen video after video of Black men, you know, pretty much saying that if the woman no longer has a penis and, you know, there's a vagina, you know, constructed down there, then it's a woman. And so they're not gay if they have sex with it.
Well, we can even go back to JL King on the down low. You remember that big fiasco when that first came out? You know, straight men who sleep with other men. There is, I think earlier last year in Indianapolis, you had a woman who caught 2 men having sex, and within 2 hours she was dead. So
I remember that.
A lot of times with these men that are on the down low, they are very, very vicious in making sure that secret stays hidden. Like they will kill you.
Yes.
Over things like this.
So she posted it on Facebook, and she even said in her Facebook post, don't be, you know, surprised if I turn up dead. Right. Because she said that the guy, she went into the house because I think it was a problem with some money or something like that. And the door was open and she went in the house and she caught the 2 guys in the act of having sex, and they turned around and saw her and they chased her out of the house.
Right.
And they were probably going to do something to her right then.
She said that they looked at her like a demon because she left her keys. So a lot of times a lot of times these men, they want to keep their secrets hidden. You know,
there is no such thing as a straight man sleeping with other men.
We know that, Ronald, but we're saying this in the context of the conversation. We're telling you what these people are telling you. We know if you're a man and you are receiving oral sex or anal penetration from another man, we know that you're gay.
Right.
We know that. We are talking in context of the conversation, what these people's responses are. Well, no, I'm not gay. And some of these men,
some of these guys that are posting, they're saying that they're not gay. They're saying that the ones that are sleeping with the trans women, they're saying that they're straight men because they
not
still like femininity. They still like women, but they like the trans men that look like women. She has to have a full operation. So they're saying they're not gay if you're sleeping with them.
Right. So this trans woman is not lying as far as you're having quote unquote heterosexual men being attracted to them. You know, she's not lying. The problem is you're coming after Black women with this. That's the problem. And
Black women who have been the proponents of the LGBT community, and you're coming after us after we. Who was that was sitting up there also helping to march for the LGBTQ? Who was that?
What's her name?
The Black woman, wasn't it Stacey Abrams? I don't want to get to lying.
No, it wasn't Stacey Abrams. What's the girl who always? She always leads the women's marches.
I know what you're talking about. I can't her name.
It begins with a T. Like I see her face and everything.
God damn it, I can't think of the woman's name.
Let me see if I can look her up. But I know it's like Tamika Mallory.
Tamika Mallory, yes.
Tamika Mallory. Yeah.
Yeah, Mallory. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Water Sniper got it.
There you go. She's always like been at the forefront of if these trans women want to be classified as women, they have a right to be. They have a right in the woman's struggle. That's what she said. So when you have Black women saying, yes, we can welcome them in as Black women. Didn't say nothing bad about them. You just have women on YouTube saying that, look, they don't agree. They don't agree with this. And you even had trans women saying, well, shit, can you leave some of the men for us? And you got mad, big mad, because you have women who are like, look, I'm not trying to be with a man who's sleeping with other men. I don't want to be with the body.
But here's the thing about it, though. You know, we accepted them as women, but they were not being honest with Black men about who they were. And that was my whole thing. Like, I don't care about trans women, you know, who they want to sleep with or whatever. But I do care if a trans woman approaches my son, and I know that my son is heterosexual, and he wants a real woman, and he wants to have a real family someday, and he doesn't get down like that. And you come to him as if you are a real woman and lie and say that you were born like this, and then, you know, you get together, you start planning your lives together, and he thinks he's going to be able to make a family with you, and then lo and behold, down the line, it comes out that you were not a real woman, you were a man. This is where me and the trans population, this is where we part ways, because I think that's disingenuous, I think it's lying, I think it's deception, and I don't think it's fair.
It's not. So,
you know, nobody's hating on them. Nobody is saying that we're not going to respect their right to be called women. But here you come, and you don't want us telling you that you're not a woman, but you're telling us that we are cis women. How the hell are you going to come and completely change the name of real women? Like, you don't want us doing it to you, but here you have done it to us.
Right. And are able to get away with it. Yeah. And like Shay said, they lie to themselves so much they think it's okay to lie to everybody else. It's deception.
Yes.
It really is deception. And when they're confronted about this, for example, we all remember Jerry Springer, where the man will come up there and tell the other man, I was born a man. And they didn't understand why the man was throwing a chair at them. Well, you said you love me. You got to accept me for being a woman. And the man is like, well, when I met you, you didn't say all this, but you still want me to accept you after you lied to me. Like, trust me. If you were truthful and honest, trust me, some of these men might oblige. There are transsexual women who are married. They're married. To men, they're married. The men said, look, Laverne Cox is dating someone right now. She's in a relationship.
Right, but she's open with who she is.
Right. So it's like, all is not lost. You can find somebody that will love you and appreciate you being a transsexual. But to lie and say, I'm a woman, knowing you got a dick in between your legs and still want somebody to accept you as a woman, that's deception. And to attack Black women and lie on Black women and say that Black women are jealous of you. My dear.
First of all, why is she attacking Black women? She's attacking Black women for something that Black men are doing. Black men are the ones saying that they don't want to sleep with you if they find out that you are a man. So how is that our problem?
And on top of that, how are we jealous of you when you're trying to be like us? I am confused. You the one with the titties. You the one with the titties. Now, I was born with titties. You had to get titties put in you. So why are you you're saying we're jealous of you, but you're trying to be like us? I'm confused.
Oh, Shway's, I like this comment. Shway just said, she said, while they're passing all these laws for them, I think men should push for laws that will incriminate them as being sex offenders when they trick men into sleeping with them. I agree. But let's go ahead and get back to the video, because I do want to get through it real quick because there's so much packed into this video. And this right here is a representation of what I was saying. I knew this was coming, the transgender hatred towards Black women. And I told Black women, we have no friends. Every time we sit up here and befriend them, and I think Chrissy said this in her video. You remember it, Love Wisdom?
I remember that because she did it last year over the summer. She sure did. Black women, every time we open our arms, we get stabbed in the back. Sometimes you have to be exclusive to have something specifically for you. We're just too inclusive.
We cannot have sports to ourselves anymore. We're already vying for a very small percentage of Black men. And now they're trying to infiltrate the gynecologist's office. So, what exactly do real women have to ourselves anymore?
Nothing really.
Nothing. But let me go ahead and share the screen and get back to her commentary. One moment.
Bash us with you, but when you're not there, these straight men is all over this, baby. And yes, transsexuals are not going to stop sleeping with these straight men. We're not going to do that, because guess why? You Black bitches are just mad that everybody else is sleeping with Black men, and the Black men that you're desiring do not want you. They do not desire you anymore. Why? You're judgmental, you're transphobic, and you're homophobic, but then you're saying, oh, I have gay friends. I have trans friends. That's your lame ass excuse for being discreetly homophobic.
Once again, I am not against gay people.
Discreetly transphobic. Yes, we said it. Why does it matter if Jimmy Smash sleeps with a transsexual? Why does it irritate you so much? Why does your blood rushes to your brain so much. I don't understand, ladies. For you black females, because every comment in this man mention is a black woman saying you're gay, you're gay, you're gay. These are the same black women that's sleeping with other women, but they're calling a man gay because he decided to sleep with a beautiful transsexual who looks good, that he wouldn't even desire your ass, but then you're upset. And these black girls are very ugly. They're ugly. They are ugly, first of all. They have no sex appeal, no feminine features, nothing feminine about them. But then they think a Jimmy Smash is going to smash them. Take a look at all the girls in this video. They don't look like a typical black girl. They don't. Because black bitches are waste. Black bitches are ignorant. Black bitches are mad that no one wants them. White man don't want you. Spanish man don't want you. Asian man don't want you. Black man, your own black man, don't want you. But now you're mad that these black men are desiring trans women. Now you're mad that black men decides to now want to be with a trans woman. You're upset. You're calling him gay. What?
Stop.
There's nothing wrong with being gay.
Stop the tape. Stop the tape.
Okay, here I go.
Okay.
All right, sis. All right, hold on.
Okay. You have to take my glasses off for that. Oh, child. Okay.
Oh yeah, Audra, he big mad. He big mad.
Now, let me just say this. It doesn't matter whether these men are gay or transsexual. Notice the anti-black women. Thank you, Water Sniper. It's a YouTube talking point. Notice that. They can put on a wig and have fake ass titties and still carry that anti-black woman rhetoric.
Thank you. Thank you. At the end of the day,
there's still men. Pay attention, ladies. There's still men at the end of the day. These are still black men at the end of the day that still have a hatred for black women. Yes, Sway, it does sound like he's been listening to the Black Manosphere.
He or she came from the Manosphere. See, what ended up happening,
probably
he came from the Manosphere man, and then he decided that he wanted to be a woman.
Probably, because one of them said there's nothing wrong with the queer eye leading the Manosphere.
Oh, that was Obsidian.
So, again, they're men, black men. You're not pretty. White men don't want you. Spanish men don't want you. Asian men don't want you. Y'all don't even look like women. Says the man that's trying to look like a woman. Okay? Says the man that's trying to look like a woman. Y'all don't even look feminine. They don't look good. Says the man who has to get titties put in him, put a whole bunch of makeup on to look like the women he claimed he don't like. Because trust me, them niggas gonna say you ugly.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing: before he even came on and even said that he was a trans man, I looked at him, her, and thought that it was a man. So him, her ain't even doing a good job of trying to be a woman.
And like I said, them dudes will still call you ugly.
Mm-hmm.
While putting their dick in your mouth. You still ugly.
There are black women that have the same features that him, her have, and black men would call that masculine. Him, her looks like a jawline black woman. So why him, her is sitting up here criticizing black women and talking about who don't want whom. Black men would say that he still looks like a man and he looks very masculine, even with all the boobs and the makeup and all that.
Okay, on the big league chew jawline side of the game. Okay, that boomerang jawline. Okay, so it's like, please, you got to be kidding me. But ladies, again, there's still men at the end of the day. At the end of the day, there's still men and still carry that anti-black women sentiment.
Exactly. And here's my thing, though. You know, they learn how to do their makeup and their wigs and all of that from black women. When you are a black man and you turn into a trans woman, you are turning yourself into a black woman. What you say you hate. How can you sit up here? You know that is the hypocrisy.
Isn't that something?
We are some dirty black bitches.
Dirty
Black bitches.
Dirty hoes. But you trying to look like one though.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you special?
Well, I wonder if that dirty black bitch that laid down and gave birth to him is a dirty black bitch too.
Ooh. I'll always love my mama. She my favorite girl.
Yes, indeed.
I'm telling you, these people, the oxymoronic behavior. You're trying to be the same thing that you hate.
Now, unless he's gonna go and bleach his skin and get blue contacts and get the straight Caucasian hair and be a white woman and not a black woman, then I can understand his rhetoric.
Right.
But he did a surgery and he turned himself into a black woman, and now he's still bashing black women as a black woman. Ain't that rich?
Ain't that rich? Ain't that something?
Ain't that rich?
Ain't that something?
These Negroes would turn themselves into a black woman and still bash black women as a black woman. I can't. I just, whoo.
But see, what happens is too. But again, when we talk about a queer eye, the thing about it is that you will have men just because she said that they will give her a pass.
Oh, do you think that she could replace Jessica X in the manosphere? Because then it would be the manosphere because she's really a man. They're not breaking the manosphere rules that they let her in. But they can replace Jessica X with her.
Well, it would be like Escape, You're My Little Secret, that type of thing, with her being in there. But it's like, but what happened is, this is what I'm saying, the recruitment to be the bottom bitch. Okay, the recruitment. They will let her get away with that. All because she said that about black women. They'll let her get away with that. See, even the LGBTQ don't want y'all.
Exactly. Shway said, yes, she could definitely replace Jessica X. The men would stay focused on the message and not the messenger. I don't know now. They might be mesmerized by them phony boobs.
We just got a whole bunch of weirdo behavior, man. Look.
Oh, Bro Speak says, who says Jessica X isn't a Tigo? She could be.
I don't know. I'm staying far away from that. I don't even know. I'm staying far away from that.
Anyway, I'm gonna get back to the commentary. I'm gonna try to get through this video, girl. But this is, oh my goodness.
She a mess.
So you can run and tell your little gay friends, because I know gay men, they're very problematic. They're one of the weakest men of all. Yes, I said it. Black gay men are one of the weakest men in the black community. They only have strength for transsexuals and transgender women. They have no strength for no straight man. They have no strength for no black woman. They only have strength for trans women only. These insecure black gay men. So yes, biological black female, y'all can run and tell this to y'all black gay friends, because they need to understand they are there for props. They are there for props, honey. They're not there for, I like you genuinely. No. They're there to do your hair, your makeup, When your man cheat on you, they're there to make you feel better. They're there to guarantee that your ugliness looks beautiful. Yes. So don't be mad at Jimmy for recording a video and putting it out there. It doesn't matter if he sleep with a million trans in the past. He made a video and he posted it. So you black bitches can back off. Yes. You insecure black bitches. This video is for you insecure black bitches who think that no one cannot sleep with a trans woman. And for you straight guys who pretends to, oh, that is so wrong. That is so wrong. Y'all is the same one that's in my inbox. Y'all is the same one that's calling me on the low. Remember that. This is why black trans women out y'all. This is why we out you guys. Because you guys are problematic and not holding your own weights. You're not holding your weights. And I don't care about Jimmy. I don't care about Jimmy and what he desires. I'm just here for all the females and dirty ass males and dusty gay guys who thinks that they can bash trans women because the trans girl is in the video with Jimmy. Now we're up for grabs, right? You black bitches are thirsty. You black bitches are desperate. And this is why men are realizing that they don't need to.
She said thirsty. You black bitches are thirsty.
Thirsty. Not thirsty.
Girl, she can't even pronounce thirsty right.
But
thirsty.
But see, the thing is, this isn't really about black women, though. This is really about heterosexual black men that be in her inbox but don't want to claim her in public. And this is about gay black men who don't want to deal with her. But some way, somehow, she got to make this about black women. Like, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. We don't even say nothing. And it's like, you dirty black bitches, you thirsty. And it's like, it's not about us because we're not the problem. We're not the problem. It's right. The black men who don't want to claim you in public, but will get you in the sheets. And it's the gay black men.
But you know what she sound like? She sound like when Monique used to come out. Remember when Monique used to come out and she used to talk about them skinny bitches? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You skinny bitches, y'all think y'all all of that, and skinny bitch this, skinny bitch that. She sounds like the fat girl that the guys used to bang on the low, that wouldn't actually take them out on dates, wouldn't actually claim them in public. This is the transgender woman is now the new Lizzo. That's what's going on here. So now we bitches and everything else, like you said, like you just, to your point, Love Wisdom, like you just said, because these black men are not claiming them in daylight. So now they're blaming black women for what black men are doing. Once again, black women, we don't have any friends. We got to stop being friends with everybody. That's it. No new friends.
Because we sure being like blamed for all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're just minding our own business, trying to get ourselves together. And it's like, you dirty black bitches are jealous of trans women. I'm like,
Dita Rail said that's not a she. Dita Rail, you late. What's up, Dita Rail? No, that's a trans woman.
We know she not a she, but I'm trying to be politically correct here. You know, for the sake of conversation, I'm trying to be politically correct. We know that ain't no she. You know, but once again, black women, you gotta pay attention, because even though they're part of the T community, that is still a black man.
It's time for us as black women to draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we cannot be accepting of everyone. It's okay for us to be exclusive and think about ourselves. We have been so conditioned to be the mammies of our community and other people's communities that, you know, we have lost our own identities.
Yeah.
So now we feel like we got the mammy, the white kids like we used to back in the day when we used to put them up to our bosom and breastfeed them. We have to mammy everybody in our community, and now we're mammying the LGBTQ community. How much mammying do you all want to do, Black women? When do we get something for ourselves?
That's true. Ronald, stop it. We're not, how you gonna say y'all just want to be mad at Black men when it's clearly a Black man coming after us? Like, come on.
Yeah, this is a Black tranny man coming after us. So once again, how can we trust Black male leadership? Even when y'all turn yourselves into Black women, you want to bash Black women.
The proof is
we can't trust nobody.
The proof is in the pudding. I was just trying to be politically correct. But you have a transsexual, okay? Clearly that's a man attacking Black women.
Attacking us.
It don't matter if he's gay. That's still a Black man coming after Black women. So why are we mad at Black men? Clearly he mad at us for whatever reason.
D Real said, hold on, guys, that's a gay man, that's separate. And you know what? I'm about to drop the link down here in the chat room to open this up, but I want to play a little bit more of the video. So if you guys start coming in, you'll be in the back, but we'll eventually open it up so we can chop it up about this. But I do want to get back to this him, her commentary. All right, hold on. I'll be right back.
To hide their sexuality anymore. They don't need to disclose their sexuality to you dirty ass Black bitches. They don't, because you guys are insecure. Nobody wants you. Why does no man want you Black bitches? Why does no man want you Black bitches? Because you Black bitches are insecure, self-absorbed, problematic, and very hateful. If it's not about the Black woman's struggle, it's no struggle. If it's not about the Black woman's struggle, it's no one's struggle. Save the details. Change your bad ways. Transphobia is not going to get you anywhere, Black bitches. Yes, I'm calling you bitches. For the ones who are very transphobic, y'all are Black bitches. Yes. You're mad and insecure that Black straight men find us attractive. Let me just go closely so you can see. Y'all mad, y'all hateful that Black men finds this attractive.
That's y'all German Shepherd right there.
And live in color. Your man desire this. Your man desire this. Your straight man desire this. So you can tell them all the transphobic things in the world and they will still continue to kill trans women. But trans women will be here. We're not going anywhere. We're here.
D-Real.
We are here.
Don't be saying now. Come on now. So you know you like them big old titties.
Who is very insecure about your identity and very insecure about who you are as a woman. Guess what? There's other women besides Black women. Yes, you biological Black woman. I'm talking to you, biological Black woman. You're insecure. Why does it matter if Jimmy sleeps with a trans woman? You sleep with women. You and your husband sleep with women, aka TI. Why is it okay for you Black females to sleep with women with your husband? And Jimmy to not record a video with a trans woman? You see how hypocrite you Black bitches are? You see how hypocrite you Black bitches are? And you bisexual woman, you dirty bisexual woman, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Every commentary these bisexual black women speak on. Trans women are not women. Yo, it's so funny that we're not women, but the man that you're desiring desire us. It's so funny you bisexual black women are so mad at man desiring trans women. Why is it okay for you to sleep with other women, but man cannot sleep with other people, such as transsexuals and everybody behind us? Yes. Why is it not okay? Y'all dirty bisexual women needs to learn that you're not a woman only. Y'all biological females, the black bitches in the back. Yes, I'm saying it. Y'all black bitches need to learn, need to respect, need to obey, need to learn that guess what? Trans women are here to stay and we're not going nowhere. It doesn't matter if you tell a man to murder us.
All right. I'm going to pause it right there.
I mean, when she said that transsexuals are here to stay, I mean, we don't want you to go anywhere. We don't want you to leave. You can do what you want to do, but stop dragging us into your bullshit. And Ronald, stop saying a lot of black women are bisexual, because if that's the case, a lot of black men are bisexual. Like, stop it. Like, cut it out.
All right. Well, I want to go ahead and welcome our guests to the stream. We have Bro Speak, Topaz Presents, and we have D Darrell. We got two certified doctors on here. And speak.
I have to say I'm not a doctor, Faith. I'm supposed to say that.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor either. Master's level.
Right, me too.
Brother Speak.
What's up, Bro Speaks? What did you want to add to the conversation? Is it Bro Speak there? Okay, I can't hear him. Can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him. He hasn't unmuted. He needs to unmute himself. He hasn't unmuted himself yet.
Bro Speak, we can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself if you want to talk. But at any rate,
he had a problem.
Yeah, he had an issue. All right, what's up? Topaz Presents. I think you were the next person that popped in.
Well, I mean, my issue with what he's doing is, and I am going to say he, right? Because see, here's the thing. I don't owe him niceties to play into his delusions if he's going to be attacking me. And that's one of the things that he needs to understand. If you're going to attack me, first of all, if you wouldn't be making this video if black men just wanted y'all like that. Because even if black women were hating on you, it wouldn't matter if the men were choosing you. They're not. They're hiding you in secret. They're ignoring your calls. They're not telling anybody that you exist. You're never going to have this normalized life of you being a black woman. You are jumping ship, and it's never going to just be okay that you did it. It's never going to be just part of your past. So just let that go. So you wouldn't be making this video if black men were choosing you the way you wanted to be chosen. And I have nothing to do with that, because that is between you and that dude. They keep it from us. They don't even tell us as black women that they're dealing with these type of individuals. So how is it now our fault? Why do we how many bitches I gotta be because the nigga you want doesn't want you back the way you think he should? So I came up here because it's just very irritating when I'm going about my business, living my life, to see these type of videos and see this type of attitude. And I will say that, I have hung out with people who were in the alternative lifestyle, as long as they accepted that it was an alternative lifestyle. It's alternative. It's not what was just naturally made. Because see, what do that got to do with me? When they start telling themselves that this is something that just naturally occurs, now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. So I've heard, when I've been out places, I've heard all of the speech and the rhetoric and the names that they call biological black women. But if you have to put the word biological in front of it, doesn't that let you know that you're not biologically made? So where else would you be made? So I just, I had to say this as a black woman.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And next is D. Darrell. What's up, brother?
What's going on, sisters? How y'all doing?
All right. Now, D. Darrell, you know that she was jiggling them titties for you now.
Nah, I pass on that one. I like natural. That's whether you're a woman or not. I'm not into the fake stuff. But I would pass on that. But this is what I'm gonna say, man. I find it very suspicious how American culture is taking a small minority of people and projecting them to the world and to the culture as if this is like a normal occurrence in our community. And really be honest with you, the LGBT community is actually smaller than what we think. There's actually, we tend to think based on what they have strategically done is pull their resources together. They've been able to get into media and different uh, fields and so forth where they can control the narrative to make it appear as if their struggle is actually more of a typical thing in everyday life than what it really is. I mean, we had a gay mayor in Houston who tried to make it legal for trans men, trans women to use the restroom with other women. And see, what they don't talk about is the fact that there are trans women that still like to have sex with women. And so what would happen if a trans woman rape a real woman? What's going to be the rhetoric then?
Wait a
If a,
minute. There are trans women that still like to have sex with women. Why? Why would you become a woman?
because they still have a penis. They still see, that's the thing. You have to understand. See, this whole thing about this particular group of people is based in deception. There's a lot of traumatic events that have led to them that they don't want to talk about psychologically, that have led them to being and doing the things that have slowly developed over time that they would have. See, this person did not develop this way overnight. There were a span of events that occurred from the time that they were conscious of their sexual self or just being a boy, a male, and comparing themselves to females and males before they gradually came psychologically to wanting to be this way. And see, this is the thing that they don't want to talk about. Can Ronald mute himself? Okay. And so what we don't look at is why they don't talk about the high suicide rate they have. Nobody. Let's talk about the high alcoholic and drug um, rates that they have. You see,
That's
this
true.
is the real. See, this is the real stuff we need to be talking about. See all of this phony facade stuff. You black bitches, da 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 da. That's a cry out that I don't like who I am, and I want to be something that God intended for me not to be, or I naturally was not meant to be. I'm struggling. That's a cry out saying I'm struggling with my sexuality. So I'm going to demonize the very woman that I wish I could be. Okay, and so when I see this stuff like there's these guys that go in there doing this stuff, but see they promoting this stuff, and notice I get sick of watching. I don't even like watching TV because every time I watch TV, what do I see? I see feminine black men, gay black men, transsexual, trans women. You hardly ever see. I can't even identify with 90% of the black men on TV. I can. It's hard for me to look at television and see a black man that I can identify with. I'm usually seeing something like that particular being, somebody that's very effeminate, somebody that's gay or bisexual, but not a strong masculine heterosexual black man that's doing the right thing, responsible, you know, just taking care of business. You don't see that. So it's almost like this is um a concerted effort by a group of people to demonize and to make black men look weak and to appear weak to black women. You know, and to me, that in itself is not indicative of what black men are. And I'm like Topaz on this. We're looking at this as an alternative lifestyle, and I function. And to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though I have, and I'm admit, I provided services for a lot of homosexual people,
Right.
particularly homosexual black women. Okay, and another thing they don't talk about. Let's talk about the high domestic violence rates that homosexual black women and men have towards each other.
Mm.
See, they don't talk
Yep.
about these things. See, this is the real shit. They get on there, put their little makeup on, and glamour. Oh, these women, these men like me. No, these men are exploiting you for oral sex, and they don't want to have nothing else to do with you. That's what these men are doing. Because the very person like that will come in my office crying that they are engaging with a married or a quote unquote what you may consider heterosexual down low, but he don't want to be in public with you. He only want to call you when he want to, and it's basically for sexual situations. It ain't about no bonding, conversation, doing things together. And so now you want to spew your frustrations and try to blame it on black women. No, that's not a black woman's fault. That's your fault. That you need to do the work for yourself. And to be honest with you, this thing with trans women doing this, it's going to increase because I'll never forget if you all seen that situation. It was on CNN one time. They did a thing with, and they had a bunch of trans women that were black men, quote unquote trans women, talking about their struggle as women. And so I took offense to that as a black man, hearing other men that are trans women saying they have the same struggle historically as biological black women. No, I'm sorry. But of course, you had people clapping. Oh, yeah, they're courageous. No, they're not. That's a lie. And so I'm saying to the community, we have to quit playing around. We need to deal with truth. And if people don't want to deal with the truths with us, we need to. We everybody in the black community ain't meant to be in the black community. We need to phase these people out. We tend to always want all of these people that bring the community to stay in the community. Those people need to be eradicated outside the community. So that's my position on it.
All right. And I agree. Everything that Dee Rail just spoke on, I happen to agree on. But I want to go ahead and get the temperature in the room of everyone. So next, bro, speak. Have you gotten your microphone situation taken care of, brother?
Yeah, I got it fixed up. I was going somewhere, and then it just I was having problems. But I will say, a lot of those guys who deal with those trannies, I mean those Tigos, I don't even consider them gay because I be around those circles. Those gay men do not like those Tigos at all. They don't like them. They don't deal with them. They don't deal with because of the fact they the gay men want masculine men. It's a power dynamic. So if they dealing with a Tigo, they got to be the power. They got to be the masculine one in the group, and they don't want to be that. So there's a civil war. They don't tell you about that, but if you be in those circles, there is a civil war. They be having fights, like little fights. There's some clubs that got shut down because they were having fights all the time because one of these Tigos wanted this guy, and this guy wanted a guy, not a Tigo. So they be fighting, and they had to kick them out of there because they just causing all kinds of chaos. And so as far as like,
Okay. I don't know who that is, But if you get StreamYard going in the background and you have your YouTube going, you're gonna have to put YouTube on mute and then open up the StreamYard.
Yeah. So, and what D Darrell is saying, that whole thing about they still sleeping with women, that is true. I've seen that personally. So this they're intermixing with us, but at the same time, they're still competing with black women for the men. And the thing is, it's not even the men that want them. Most of those guys want them because they can't really get women, and uh, some of them are weirdos and all that kind of stuff. Nope.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm,
Wait a minute. You just opened up a whole new can of worms. So did you say that some of these guys only sleep with the Tigos or the trans men with trans women because they can't get real women?
exactly.
Wow.
That Hey, trust me, I've seen it. They can't get actual women, so they sleep with these Tigos, and they do it on the low, and they do it on the low, and that's why a lot of these Tigos be mad, especially if you go to these adult establishments when it's couples night. Most of those guys ignore those Tigos. They don't go near those Tigos.
Ronald Crump says you saw it personally. Who was in the room? Ronald Crump, you were actually trying to come in. I don't know what happened to you, but if you want to try coming in again, you can.
Ronald Aggie.
Trust
Well,
me,
I've
I
never been on
travel.
the panel with him.
I travel in a lot of different circles, so I see a lot of stuff that basically I can't unseen for the rest of my life. So, but the point of it is like, yeah, they're jealous because you can, even though a lot of these black males are at war with you, they will still pick y'all over them, the ones that they want. They will still pick y'all over them. If they can get with you over them, they will. And that's why they mad. And they know that. They know that either if a guy is coming to them is on the low, or they can't get the woman or any women to be for that matter. So, and they know that. That's why they pissed off. And to D Darrell's point, also, yeah, they still sleep with women, and women will sleep with them.
So he sat up there and he criticized black women for being bisexual. So, but you mean to tell me that they are? I don't even want to. I don't even know if I can call it bisexual. That's crazy.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's still the. I wish I could say it was it. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Because like I said, actual gay men, they don't like those Tigos at all. They don't like them, and like I said, there's a civil war between them.
Oh
And
wow, the
so,
Tigos against the gay guys. We'll see how
mhm.
that civil war go. I think I would go to a movie if they made a movie about that civil war. I would definitely want to go see it. But shout out to D Darrell Life Solutions for the $4.99 super chat. He says Black women rock. Thank you, D Darrell. Well, bro, speak. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say before we move over to Diamond Princess?
Yeah, like y'all saying earlier, like black women. Another thing I would say is that it's, a lot of black women, unfortunately, they get acceptance. They are so needing for acceptance from everybody. They will hang out with these Tigos and some of these gay guys, and the thing is that these people turn on them in a heartbeat. Go after the ones that Go after the ones that they want, and you see what's going on now. These gay dudes and these Tigos are going after y'all. It's just like it's crazy out here. So I agree with y'all when you say black women, y'all need to be thinking about yourselves, really. It's just because you ain't
Exactly.
got no you ain't got no friends. Like,
None at all. No friends at all. But brother, I'm gonna go ahead and move it over to Diamond Princess. She's been waiting very patiently. What's going on, sis?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. What did you want to weigh in?
Okay, so I did a video on this tramp a couple of days ago, and I had to, expose her for her lies and her deceit. So this woman does not want to admit that she is having sex with bisexual men. And you guys were saying the same thing I was saying in my live video. They're mad because straight men want straight women because straight women can produce children. And we have a reproductive system, and guys desire that. And that's something that they do not have. So they attack us for something that we were born with and what we naturally came with, and they are mad about that. So they attack us because they want to be us. And it's just like I said, they're using the same talking points as the manosphere uses the same talking points. But she was in the video saying that, black men, don't want you and they are dating white women. And I said, yeah, they rather date interracially before they even, think about dating a transsexual woman because that's something that they do not desire. They want they want biological women to reproduce. But you see, they don't go after other races of women. They do not attack them, but they attack black women. You see, there is something about us as black women that that everybody else don't have. But I'm not.
It's called the Eve gene. Isn't that right, Sister Love Wisdom?
Race of women to have that. And that is something that has been the Achilles heel to other groups of women. So this is why they will try to look black. We had the whole black fishing thing that's still going on. All of these different groups of women, even in the LGBTQ community, try to adopt black women, hairstyles and fashion and vernacular, while at the same time disrespecting and insulting black women. And to Sister Faith's point, and to you, Diamond, that at some point black women have to learn how to be exclusive.
That's true.
To be exclusive, because it's nothing wrong with being inclusive, but I think we're so inclusive that we're oblivious that people are playing in our faces. Like we need the black women's strength to be out there to march and say we have to accept everybody. But when it's time for these other groups of women to get things done, they exclude us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we have to say, look, this is for us specifically, and that's the way it's going to be. If you think that we're racist or transphobic, then that's how it's going to be. We'll never say that a white woman or an Asian woman is being racist because she's doing something specifically for her. We're not going to say the LGBTQ community is, heterophobic, right? We're not going to say that. You're going to do what you have to do for your constituents. But when you come at us sideways, like you dirty black bitches, you're just jealous because you want to be us. Well, how? Where you're trying to be us. Like we're biologically built this way. You have to take hormone pills and get augmentations to look like us. So why are we jealous of you? I'm confused.
I think what is he she? I call it a he she. Because it doesn't really know what it wants to be, a man or a woman. But it all boils down to jealousy, because she's making it seem like, men do not want us because, we're ugly, we're not feminine and whatnot. But as women, as natural biological women, we are naturally feminine, so we can attract men, way easier than this thing can
I mean, look,
attract
look,
men.
look at this. Look at this woman here. What is attractive about this?
She looked rolled hard and
It's
put up
nothing.
wet.
Like it's nothing. Whatever she got on her is nothing new to a man. Because if a straight man wants a woman with those type of body parts, he can get a straight woman. That's not a problem to him. But he's making it seem like, he's the finest thing on earth. Honey, no. We as natural women already have this trait. What you're showing us is nothing new to the eyes of a man. You
Right.
need to she needs to admit that she is sleeping with bisexual men. They're not straight men.
I mean,
I mean,
and
But now I
but now
wanted
I
to
wanted
ask.
to ask.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Who
wait a minute.
is that? Somebody has their YouTube up to too loud. All right. I wanted to ask Dita Rail and Topaz, since they are the resident therapists on the panel. If this person were to come into your office seeking help for their grievance that they have expressed here, what kind of advice would you give to them? And I'll start with Topaz.
Okay, well, you know what? As I was listening to them talk, I was thinking about the fact that I've worked with both adults as well as children, like middle school and high schoolers who identified as alternative, right? And so there's a process that they have to go through. And it's kind of like the grief process because a part of them is, in fact, dying. So there's denial at first. So they have to come in and they have to talk about like the times in their life where they denied that this is something that they were thinking about, and then they have to move through all of the other things like anxiety, depression, anger, bargaining, all of that until they get to acceptance that this is something that is something that's on their brain. Now, here's the thing about alternative lifestyles is that once you accept that that's something on your brain, it doesn't mean that that's who you're going to be, like as you get older. It just means that you're accepting that this is what you're going through right now. There is still the potential for them to feel like this was just a phase. So what I tell them basically is that they're not supposed to be focused on what everybody else has to say. They have to focus on, because here's the thing, right? If you're going to be trans anything, and I will say, let me just say this, I don't work exclusively with alternative lifestyles. I normally refer them out. All I do is facilitate them through until the process where they realize whether or not they're going to keep going down that path. Some people, it's just a phase, and then then they come back to what they were at first, and we keep working on them being self-actualized as who they are, because that was just something that they had to explore. But if they end up going down that path and they feel like, yes, this is who I am, I refer them out. So I will say that, right? Because I am not like, there's additional certifications that you could get, and I don't have all of that because that's just not going to be part of my practice. I'm not going to do it. I know me, and I have a duty to not do things that are above my abilities. So with that being said, right, I said all of that to say, like, when they come into my office, well, that's what I'm trying to do, is see if this is a phase or if this is something that's going to be like a real big, huge part of their life. And when I hear people like her, like if she were to come into my office, the first thing I would talk to her about is the anger that she feels. Why is her anger directed? Like, why are her emotions, whether it's anger or whatever she was feeling, why is that about somebody outside of you? Why does that have anything to do with what the men that you're dating are doing? Because at the end of the day, you're dating these men. If you don't want to date somebody, if somebody is doing something that you don't like, what is the normal thing to do is to cut them off. And anything other than you getting rid of them is a problem within you, and you got to figure out why you can't do that. Why are you mad at the women? Because the women aren't dating you. And even if they are in your way, the man that you're dating is still letting them be in the way. So what is what the other black women are doing have to do with you? So if she were to come in my office, we would be figuring out why she's considering all of this stuff outside of herself. And I'm using the her because, that's what she wants to be called.
It's
You know,
politically correct. You're right.
Right, right. So why is all of this stuff that she's talking about? Because everything I heard in that video was about somebody other than her. Because if you're dating a guy, here's the thing: as much as she hates black women, we have to realize that, and like, we only need one. Once we get the man that likes us for us, and this is what we can see. Oh yeah, this is what I was waiting for. All of the other shit we supposed to let go. So why is it that if she wants to truly be a black woman, why don't she feel like she got to do that? So, why are you talking about what black women are doing that's getting on your nerves because they in your way, whatever? Yeah, that means your life stops because of what a black woman is doing. Why are you talking about what the black men are choosing? Because if they're choosing that, then you have two options: stay and deal with it and shut the fuck up, or either leave. And you're not choosing either one of those. I mean, I
Or
will be
or
nice about the
or
way I'm saying it.
or Topaz, she could expand her options. I mean, there's
Right.
more than just black men. She can expand her options to white, Asian. The sky's the limit. She needs to talk to Crystal and Harrison.
Right. Like, yeah, yeah. Like, see, I'm saying there's a whole lot of other things that could be happening. Because, minus the alternative lifestyle stuff that she's doing, right? Something within her doesn't make, like, I feel like if there's a problem in your life, you're supposed to figure out a way to solve that. If you don't like what black men are doing, there's so many other options that you could be doing. You could date men that aren't black. You could date men from other different alternative lifestyles, like a pansexual. They don't give a fuck what it is that they're dating. And so, like, it's other things that you could be doing except for making this angry ass, finger pointing ass video. So to me, yes, I'm offended. As like a civilian, I'm offended. But professionally, I would be talking to her about, like, why are you not thinking about what you feel and think? Why is everybody else in control of your life? Where's your agency? Because at the end of the day, that's who's shooting, who's making all of these choices. You don't like what they're doing, you don't like what the men are doing, then you dating them and you staying there and still being their secret shadow fun time is letting them know that it's okay to keep doing it. So stop blaming black women, stop making videos about how black women are so horrible and they in your way, because at the end of the day you need to face the fact that you are letting these men treat you that way. And I've had to talk to black women about caring enough about yourself so that you don't let black men treat you any kind of way. I've talked to black men about that in terms of black women. So now y'all need to deal with that. See, the straight community has gotten on board with that already. Catch up while you trying to be on here talking shit.
Thanks. All right. I want to go over to D-Darrell and also get his take on it. But before I do, I want to ask my co-host, Love Wisdom, did you want to weigh in on anything that Topaz just said? Oh, like, wait a minute. Why are you so angry? Because at the end of the day, Black women have been very supportive of the LGBTQ community. We're not attacking you. We're not killing you. But we have videos of you beating us up, starting fights with us for no apparent reason. So why are you so angry? And there's a lot of self-hate. You hate the women that you're trying to be. Because let's be honest, there are Black women who share her phenotype. Biologically built Black women that has her phenotype and would be considered masculine by some of the men in the community. They're like, oh, that hood rat, that project chick. Mm-hmm. Because to some of these men, she got that look. She got that hood look. She got that jawline. So why are you attacking women who have done nothing to you all because they don't agree with you being a Decepticon?
Because I'm going to say this because the man that she probably was messing with, probably wanted a straight woman, and he probably, left her alone and went back to his straight girl to her house because, like it's like I said in my videos, these people are just a jump off. They're
Right.
behind the scenes. They're not, on the red carpet with these guys holding their hand because let me be honest, these guys have a reputation that they want to uphold. So they're not going to want to be seen with a trans woman. They want to see themselves with a biological straight woman that can produce
Right.
because it makes them look good, and they're mad about that because they can't get the same privilege as a biological woman, and that's why they are attacking us.
Right.
Exactly.
It, it's sad. Like it's really sad. Like you're mad at gay men because they don't like you. Like gay brother speaks is correct. Like these gay men, they do not like trans people. They don't. Because they'll call them Decepticons too. Like, why are you lying? You know what I mean? So they're like in a rock and a hard place, and all they can do, some of them, is deceive and be like her. Sadly.
But
Well,
go ahead.
go ahead. Okay. Well, the reason why she's attacking, and this isn't just my opinion, this is not a fact, but I believe that she is attacking gay men is because she they don't have to conform to anything. They can still be men and get a man.
Right.
And
Right.
that's and that's why she is still she's mad at that because she's a woman and a trans woman at that, and she can't even attract a man or have a real decent relationship.
But now let me move over to D Darrell because I do want to get his take on it as well, his professional opinion on the situation. If this person were to go into your office, D Darrell, with the grievances that you hear in this video, what would be your advice to this person?
Okay. Well, it would be very similar to what Topaz said in regards to um I've never I never provided services for a trans woman or trans male before. Even though I have dealt with a lot of LGBT community. I have a lot of experience with the LGBT community, but not necessarily people that actually, you know, took pills and other operations and so forth. I've never dealt with that. It would be difficult for me to probably. It all depends on the situation, no matter what they're dealing with. Um, I would probably provide service to a certain extent. Be honest with you, and in that, I would focus more on the developmental aspects of how they got there. And so I'm because you got to understand her current issue, his current issues could not be what they're exemplifying on camera. That could be some other in-depth issues that have occurred over a period of time of them struggling with their sexuality, in which they see black women in a certain way. Um, and that could be something, whether it deals with the fact of they may have had a poor relationship with their mother. They could have been ostracized by other females. He probably attempted to try to have, because a lot of people in the LGBT community, they try to have heterosexual relationships, and he probably had negative interactions in dating black women or women, period. So I would dig more into those issues in regards to how they develop into stating that, or I guess coming to the realizations that this is who I am, as far as from a sexuality standpoint. And then I would attempt to restructure a lot of the illogical thoughts that they probably have. There's a lot of cognitive restructuring I will be doing with him, particularly how he perceives himself and black women. And I would try to transition that into what decision did it come to, or what realization did he come to that I need to feel like a woman, or I need to transition from being a man to a woman, and what events or what activating events occurred that led me to that realization, and so forth. But I have very little. I have no experience dealing with a trans person, but I have from as far as from being gay himself and so forth, or just I guess, or accepting that. I mean, I would deal with it up until that point. But when it goes into, because I also want you all to understand this, and I think a lot of people don't know this, and Topaz probably is aware of this, that a lot of LGBT or anybody that undergoes a plastic surgery like that, such as sex change or even getting a breast job, or they get psychologically evaluated. They go through
Yeah.
psychological testing. And so I would also have to review that too, as far as that history with doing that. And that would say a lot, because um, I would review those things and so forth. But again, up until it gets to that part of them wanting to operate as a woman and so forth, that would be very difficult for me to deal with, because I'm looking at it from a position of, you know, I like to deal in truths, okay? And I know that this person is not truly a woman. So it'd be difficult for me to um not avoid counter transference in dealing with them, because it's almost like I have to operate in a false sense of reality to provide therapy for them. So it's almost like I have to call this person a she. I have to use the pronouns. I have to assume that people think of him as a woman. All of these things that I know are not reality. I gotta basically, you know, facilitate therapy as if this is a woman, and that would be difficult for me to do. So that's
And let me say this. I actually was trying at one point to get a contract with a plastic surgeon here. And so part of their psychological eval has to be with what they think that surgery is going to do for them. So I'm willing to bet, like in this office that I was talking to about this, did all types of plastic surgery, right? It wasn't just only, about sexuality. It was also about just, any. Here's the thing: they will deny you to be able to be a client if you have false and delusional beliefs about what that surgery is going to mean for your life. They will not do the surgery unless you completely understand that this is a surgery to change your outer appearance, but your inner, your inner self, your inner being still has to be something that is going to be able to handle what's coming with that surgery. So the fact that you are now, physically outwardly a woman or a different gender does not change what you were at birth. So, like they're going to have to answer those questions. If you get somebody that has already undergone the surgery and has started the hormone treatments and all of that, they have had to answer those questions. So if this person has gotten all of these different cosmetic surgeries, and now he looks like a woman on the outside, that means he lied during the psychological eval such that they were still willing to perform the surgery. That is a person that is able and capable of jumping in and out of reality. And it's not going to go well, any interaction that you have with them. Hence this goofy ass video that he just did.
Exactly. But now, if you guys think that this guy was a trip, the whole reason that Love, Wisdom, and I are doing this live stream today is because we're asking the question on a video that I did 4 years ago that stated Black women are right not to trust Black male leadership. And I felt like this fell up under the umbrella because this is, after all, still a man at the end of the day. And he has a lot of manosphere talking points in this video. But now, bro, speak. Hold on, because this concerns you, as you were there as well. But 2 days ago, CK and I did a video and he interviewed me and he asked me some questions, and a young man by the name of Maurice came onto the stream. And Maurice,
Oh lordy.
yes,
Oh
you
God.
already know. You already know.
Uh,
Maurice
well,
came onto the stream and he was quite adamant about his stance on black women and how we contributed to you all's demise. But I'm not going to put words in his mouth. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and I'm going to let him explain it himself.
well,
Let me say this. I gotta go for a second, but I'm gonna try to come back up if y'all still going. Okay, I'm gonna be in the clouds.
Okay.
yeah, I
Thanks for
gotta
letting me
jump
come up,
off.
y'all.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming, Topaz and Bro Speaks.
Yeah, I gotta jump off too. But
I do appreciate you. But if you want to come back up and talk about any part that you were in, because we're gonna talk about you too, Bro Speaks. But
I know. You know me. I prepare for criticism every day, so it don't matter. You know, I know I don't care that much. But yeah. Thank y'all for having me on the panel.
all right, thank you for coming and come again. All right, so this was the live stream. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and share the screen with you guys. That's CK there, and myself in the middle, and the other avatar on the screen is Maurice. And so he was explaining what he means about what Black women had contributed as far as the condition that Black men are in today. So I want you to hear these manosphere talking points. I'm about to roll that footage. One moment.
To complete her thought, and then we'll bring you on the panel. So, Faith, you got anything else you wanted to add?
No, I'm done.
Okay, thank you for answering that. So, joining us on the panel is Righteousness Maurice. Hopefully, I said that right. Do you have anything you'd like to say as far as anything you've heard in the broadcast?
Yeah, I do. The reason why first things first, I want to say hello to everybody on the panel. You know, it's early in the morning. Respectfully. And I was just coming back from Team Lift, and I was just listening to this. As you guys know, my story, football player. I'm gonna say this, okay? Because they teach us in school like certain things about our history, and certain things they leave out. And I'm gonna say this, like I love Black women, but at the same time, when I hear about Black women, I'm saying they feel like they want to go divest out and stuff like that. I personally feel like, if you want to, whoever makes you happy, I'm saying, that what makes you happy, cool. And if that means, I'm saying, the sacrifice of a race or a species or whatever, if that's what you want to do, then fine, then go do it. But don't complain about it while you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it. Just know what you're doing. You're destroying the Black community. Just go ahead and do what you want to do. If you want to sit there and be like, oh, there's not enough good Black men or whatever, I call bull on that. I'm on college campus. I see a bunch of brothers that do the good thing, that do it, what I'm saying, they're in good fields. But you see, the thing is, society doesn't promote those types of brothers. Society doesn't support aerospace engineers, short guys that are 5'7", that are wimpy and drive Nissans. Women from those big booty women, these sexy women, these fine women, they want a guy who's on par with them, a Denzel Washington, a Kojo, someone that they could fantasize about. But you see, the thing is, that I think it's funny when I hear women talk about they want certain types of things. And they use excuses of we've been there before for Black men and all this stuff in the past. If you read our history, even in college, on college campuses in African American studies, y'all sacrificed us to get things in in that Civil Rights Act movement. It's like it's like I always compare that Civil Rights Act movement to Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Okay, on paper, they're good. Everyone can run a 5'8". These guys are 300 pounds, 6'7". You would think they're supposed to, block any defensive line in the league. They can't stop a nosebleed. Civil Rights Act movement was detrimental to the Black community, but on paper, it looks good. Now we have our women now today talking about white men. I just think it's funny how, black women want so much from black men, but you are also the detrimental reason why black men are in the crippling state they are in. So I think it's just funny, and I think it's hypocrisy that the foremothers and the grandmothers sacrificed a certain thing to get something else. Then you have a chain reaction for years, and then you have women that come on panels and they talk about their frustrations. But at the same time, I'm like, well, listen, lady, you have homegrown these types of men for 3-4 generations long, and you have not come up with a solution. You've come up with complaining. There's certain men that come up with solutions, and those men that have come up with solutions, black women, for some reason, don't get behind them and support them the same exact way they'll support and get behind some men that are, quote unquote, cookies and ray-rays. I've seen it on college campuses. I've seen it in my own face. I've seen women that are on track teams have no business, beautiful, African American women have no business dealing with certain types of guys and certain demographics. You have plenty of brothers on campus, good education, good looking, even on the football team. Not enough edge for them. They got to get the most dangerous of the dangerous of the dangerous. And then you want to say, oh, there aren't good enough black men once you get pregnant. You got to start taking responsibility for your actions. Okay, my football coach tells me this all the time, and he's true. And this is another situation where black women and black men got to really just grow up. Black women, you want your men to do something good, support them, get behind them. Can't find a good man, okay? You don't believe there are good men, okay? There's brothers overseas, but the dangerous thing about being a woman, you're not a leader. So when you go overseas, you leave your culture, you leave your little safety net to go be at the mercy of another man in another man's land. You don't know what that man's family think of you. You don't know what that family man or what that guy's trying to use you. Now, men is a little different. Men are leaders. So it's a little different. That's why when black men say, I'm bringing a woman to the cookout, whether he's Spanish, Asian, black, white, whatever, it's a little different because you're a leader, naturally born. So a woman's giving up her safety net from her community to figure out who you are. When black women do it with a white man, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but when black women do it, it's a little different because at the same time, you are giving a step down to a white man who's actually coming into a diaspora where his ancestors, whether you want to admit it or not, ruled and conquered and killed and pillaged and burned. If you want to look over that stuff and be a bedwench, that's by all means your business. But there's guys that are on college campus, there's guys that has thousands of brothers, and a lot of Spanish women check for these guys. A lot of white women check for these guys. Asian women check for these guys. Filipino women check for these guys. I'm on Worcester State en masse. There's 7,000 students that live on campus. There's another 7,000 that live off the campus. I see this on a regular. I'm in this field right now. I see it. And we gotta stop it. We gotta let the past be the past, and we have to unite under one banner. And we can't let this, black women did this and black men did that destroy our actual race. There's good brothers out there. You got to be willing to understand them so you can actually obtain them.
So I don't know if Faith has any questions for you, Maurice, but my first question is, where are you going to school and what city?
Worcester State, Massachusetts.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right here. Hold on a second.
Play safety. This is my last year, and
okay, I'm going to stop it right there because I just wanted to really just play out his part. But hey, this thing was really, really packed. Who wants to take first crack at this?
Well, go ahead.
Go right on, Ms. Diamond.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead because what he's saying doesn't make any sense. Because because I hear black men complain all the time. They complain that the family is racist against them. They don't want their daughter dating them because they think that their family is, dating, their daughter is dating down. So I don't know what he expect women, to do, because black women are tired of being the mule of the community, while men go off and don't contribute to nothing. And this goes back to what he was saying about, they don't have solutions. What solutions were made? Because we're still stuck in the situation that we are in right now. So there is no solution. And him talking about, going overseas, going under another man's patriarchy. That's what women do. We go under another man's patriarchy, whether it's on the mainland or overseas. It's these men that go overseas that are living under another man's patriarchy. And I feel that black men are seeing now that black women are opening up their options to other races of men, and that they are realizing that, black women are not going to put up with their shit no more. And this is really, irritating me, because the same narrative is getting played over and over and over again like a broken record. And these men are not doing anything to change that. So black women are saying, other races of men got their shit together. I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to date them and marry them. So that's all I have to say on that.
Thank you. Exactly. We're going to go over seas, and we're going under another man's patriarchy, because we don't currently have black male leadership here. Hence the title of my video 4 years ago, Black Women Are Right Not to Trust Black Male Leadership. And fast forward to today, even though there have been small, tiny strides made with more black men educating themselves and making money, what type of system are they creating for us to make us feel safe, secured, and provided for? They're not. So, even though there are still strides being made here, they're still not stepping up to the leadership role like they should not to. And so that's the reason why we don't trust the leadership. But I'm going to go ahead and let Sister Love Wisdom weigh in.
Both points. This is the same tired debunk talking points. On one hand, if you do date out, you can do it if you want to, but understand you're the reason why we're in this predicament anyway. And there is no factual proof to that. And then it goes back to the civil rights movement. It's like, understand something. Whether you like the civil rights movement or not, let's be honest, they have more balls than we'll ever have today.
Yes,
we don't have it. We sit around and we complain and we point the finger. But at least with the civil rights movement, they got their asses out there. Whether it was marching, whether it was the Black Panther Party, they got out there and they did what they felt was right. Okay,
and back then, it was the men of the Black Panther Party that were catching those bullets.
It was the
men.
It was Malcolm who got shot in front of his family. It was King who got shot on the balcony. It was Medgar Evers who got shot in his driveway.
Yes.
Okay, you had the freedom fighters. They were found at that construction site in Alabama. Okay.
But fast forward to today.
You fast forward to today, the men, your Darren Seals, right? You had black men, Micah Johnson, Gavin Long, when you had men who sacrificed themselves, right? Because they were tired of seeing certain things. What was the reaction that you got? Well, I wouldn't have did that. Why would you do that? So we have a cowardly generation that feel as though we don't have to do anything. And it goes back to what I said in the beginning about the kennel and the German Shepherd. They want the women to go out there with lasso and shield. So much so that in the event something happens to a black man, the world don't even look at the men, they look at black women. Because that's all they see on the front line.
Yeah, we're the ones catching those rubber bullets.
We're the one getting the clothesline from hell. We're the ones getting knocked down. You see black women getting brolic in the police officer's face with no fear. Okay? So when the world sees that, we're put on Rolling Stone magazine, we're put on Time magazine, and we're sitting up here like, no. We don't want to be perceived as the leaders. But this is what happens when the male leadership is shot. When the male leadership is shot and the women feel as though they have to step up, society is going to say, that's the man of the community.
Right.
That's the man of the community right there. And that's why last year there was so many black women trying to combat against that, saying, no, we don't want to do this anymore. Y'all got to step up to the plate. This is y'all's battle. We can't fight your battle. And while we're fighting your battle, we get popped in the face with a skateboard. We get thrown in a dumpster.
Yeah.
We get told, hey, such and such set the stage. You bitches can get shot. And mind you, in 2020, there were black female YouTubers that got killed by their ex-boyfriends, boyfriends, or husbands. All the while, you had black women out here marching. Olatoyu Salau, she was out there saying Black Lives Matter. Unfortunately, it was a black man who raped and killed her.
Facts.
So when you had the women saying enough is enough, the rebuttal is, well, y'all the reason why we in this mess in the first place. How are we the reason why the community is in the mess? We're black women. If we wanted to leave the community, we couldn't leave the community. If we wanted to, we couldn't leave. The fact of the matter is, the men been divested from the community. Let's be honest. They've been divested from the community. We're talking about during the civil rights movement, they was divested from the community.
Black men been saving themselves.
Been since the 60s, they've been saving themselves.
Yes.
So it's like, what's wrong with black women saying, hey, I gotta survive out here. I gotta get it how I can get it. Now it's a problem. When you're saying, well, black women abandon the community for welfare and food stamps. For the last damn time, black women did no such thing. Black women stayed in the community. Welfare, those women were wards of the state already, meaning the state took care of them. And the state had certain rules and requirements. You didn't marry these women. You had kids by these women, but you didn't marry them. Any black man back in the 60s and 70s who worked at the U.S. Steel Mill, who worked at the assembly line in Detroit, he had a black man who brought a home, married, had children. All the fine linens you see in the house was because of him. You think that black man gonna let some caseworker come to his house and say, excuse me, you gotta leave because I gotta give your woman welfare. And all that black women have to do is cook, clean, look pretty, take care of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
A married black woman at that. If you as a black man allow the caseworker to come in the house you paid mortgage for to get out, then you deserve everything you get. Those women were already wards of the state. And there's still, look, I got uncles who would tell me towards 2 weeks towards the end of the month, their friends always popped up. Oh, that caseworker on the way to the house. And when the caseworker leaves, the girlfriend will call them, oh, the caseworker left. And they'll go back there for another 25 days. And then a week before the caseworker get here, they leave. Because any remnants of a man in the house, she can either lose her benefits or get cut in half. So all this, well, black women betrayed us with welfare and food stamps. Are you kidding me? Oh, black women abandoned the community for feminism. Feminism is a microcosm of why the black community failed. It's not even a factor in why the community failed. The community failed because of unemployment, white flight, Let's not talk about the war on drugs starting with Richard Milhouse Nixon. We're not going to talk about the crack era. We're not going to talk about the crime bill. That had nothing to do with black women. Black women didn't write those laws.
Or what about all the black towns that got burnt down that had black-owned businesses? Is that our fault too?
Is that our fault? We didn't burn that to the ground. We didn't burn that to the ground. We didn't do that.
I wanted to real quick play a little bit more of the video because as the conversation progressed and we got a chance to get to know him and question him about some of the things that he said, a little bit more developed. So I'm going to go back and share the stream. All right. Here we go. And hit the play button.
I mean, I'm already a truck driver now. I'm doing aerospace engineering for Pratt & Whitney and for the military. I build F-122 Raptors. I'll be building jet. I'll be helping out.
Slow down, Maurice. We just want to know the city. So you said Wolford, Massachusetts. So when it boils down to it, how many black men do you see on your college campus? Just approximation.
So roughly there's like 7,000 people that live on campus. I'd say probably like a couple hundred.
So we'll say like what, 200 on average?
Yeah, like 200, 250, 300.
Okay, so we'll say 300 black men, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are their age ranges?
25, 20, or some 20, 19, youngins. And then there's ones like me who, went to college late, 28. And there's guys that are, like 25, 26. So I'd say really around all the way from like 19, 20, all the way to like 28.
So 18 to 28 years old is like the age range, right?
Yeah.
So you have to understand that if let's say if a black woman, wherever she's born, the zip code and the family she's born in, the likelihood that she's going to run into 300 of those black men at your college campus in the age range of 18 to 28, if she's older than that, is kind of slim. So wherever she is, she's not going to know where to travel to find the best option for her. She's going to pick based off of proximity. And if the proximity doesn't give her what she wants, she's going to, perhaps date outside her race. So she doesn't have to travel far to meet someone because she wants the best man for the job. Or she may, travel to a different state, different city to meet someone or to be involved with someone, even if using means like dating online or, dating through like, YouTube, Facebook, or what have you. But the issue really isn't, black women dating non-black men. It's just picking the best man for the job. The same way you rattled off your attributes and your accolades, I'm assuming you're black. Well, there might be, let's say if you're in a relationship with someone and there's someone just like you who is non-black who has the same accolades and she likes those accolades, she likes that person, she's going to just pick what makes her happy. The idea of tribalism where black people got to stick with black people for the sake of the race, there's enough black people in the world for black people to continue. And we can't put the race on our backs because you want to pick the best person, not the person that looks a certain way, so you can continue on with a race or whatever you want as far as skin tone or what have you. And using shaming language like bed wench is a part of the reason why a lot of black people are choosing better environments as opposed to settling. Because just same way you want the best job possible when you're done with your college, and you mentioned working on military planes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
What's the name of the book?
Fast forward.
African American Study. So what I mean by the Civil Rights Movement, the Civil Rights Act movement was supposed to be a way for African American people to gain certain benefits. Certain like for women and men that now LGBTQ prosper off of certain other demographics and groups prosper off of now. All right. What I mean by it is that the black woman was a detrimental tool or pawn from the actual government. If you do your research, they understood that that African American women aren't actually willing, or the majority of them aren't actually willing to actually conceive into the African American dollar that will actually contribute to infrastructure, schools, buildings, roadways, highways, et cetera, et cetera. What they did was instead they used the tax money that could have been used for our own natural resources. They used it and they used those tax dollars for their detrimental for the government. What I mean by that is instead of actual people putting up the dollar with their mouth, the government said, screw that. Let's give them some poison in the arm and call it a Civil Rights Act movement, and the women are going to praise us for it. And if you do read some of the certain acts and some of the certain things that are combined in the constructs of the Civil Rights Act movement, I don't see how you could say that the black people have benefited off of it. There might be some people who benefit off of it, but no black person really is benefiting from it now. You know who's benefiting from it now? You know, LGBTQ plus, the T's, all that demographic group. You know, they benefit from the rights that we should.
Okay, but you're kind of veering off into something else, because I'm looking specifically for what black women did to put black men in the situation and condition that you guys are in. And you're going off on this other stuff, and I still don't see where black women are coming in.
Yeah, black women, they betrayed the black man. I mean, if you like I said, they have it in history books. You guys betrayed the black man when you guys.
They have it in the history book. It says in the history book, black women betrayed black men.
No, I mean, it says that you guys actually, instead of divesting your money and actually divesting time into the African American diaspora, I'm looking at it right now, you guys actually went over into a Civil Rights Act movement that actually put that black community in a detrimental state, financially causing a burden on the actual diaspora to the point where black people couldn't actually build infrastructure.
So wait, they said that only black women had money and only black women.
No.
I mean, this is how it's sounding. So that's the reason why I need you to be more specific.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm reading it through right now. I'm just looking at the pages right now.
What's the name of the book?
African American Studies, 225, and then I have another book, African American History, American Studies, 275. I'm just doing this class just for an extra credit.
Are the authors white?
I don't know.
I tell you what, I don't want you to
get the author of the name. I mean, the author of the.
I don't want to get you off track from answering Faith's question, because basically we just want specificity as to how black women betray black men, like specificity.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's listen.
Is it better for a woman and a child to be in a shelter to have? But I've heard a lot of black men say things like black women betrayed the movement, we took public housing, and we put the black men out. You know, the same old arguments that we've been hearing for the last decade.
I mean, I get it. You know, no one wants to hear how they messed up. I understand.
No, we just want specificity.
No. Because I want to know, is it messed up to want to survive? Because I think it's more messed up to be a bum on the street than it is to go and get government housing for yourself and your children, so that you and your children don't have to be on the street. Don't you think so?
Listen,
But just answer my question. Is it better for a woman and a child to be in a shelter, to have home, shelter, running water, than for them to be on the street?
I mean, black people were on the street back then.
That's a yes or no question. Is it better or not?
Say that again. Is it better or what for black women?
Is it better for black women and children to go to the government and get shelter, housing, running water, food, than for them to be out on the street starving?
Who said y'all would have been out on the street starving though?
Well, black men did. Hold on. Were the black men providing shelter, food, and water?
No, but that's
exactly. But no, they were not. So, which is better, out on the street starving, or shelter, food, and water?
It all depends on your aspect of how you.
No. Yes or no? Which is better? Let me ask you, would you rather be out on the street or would you rather have shelter, food, and water?
You don't want to ask me that question because I'll probably give you an answer that you might not, to me, this is what I would say. Sacrificing, saving somebody.
Would you put your kids out on the street?
Why would I do that?
Exactly. Why would black women do it?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, ma'am, to a certain extent. However, I'm going to say this. Maybe, some patience, maybe some delegation, because it's not like the brothers during that time wasn't actually trying to build. The women at that time,
and the women understood that. That is the reason why a lot of us worked with black men during that time. During that time, there were a lot of black women that had men in the home, but they were hiding them.
Yeah, because
and also during that hold on. And also during that time, if you do your research, there were a lot of black men that voluntarily left the home to go to cities where there were more opportunities. But a lot of them never returned to their families. There is a lot going on back there. You need to do more research than just those 2 textbooks that you got.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. I think the stream has ran on. All right, ladies. You heard quite a bit. I'm not going to play any more of that stream, but just based off of that interaction that I had with Maurice, who wants to weigh in first?
Okay, I'm gonna go. This guy is so delusional. When you try to, ask him a question whether or not if a black woman and a child rather have government assistance or be on the street, he could not answer that because he knows that he is wrong and that black women and children should have a roof over your head. That's why he can't answer you. And for these black men to have this type of mentality, they don't have a sense of responsibilities for their action and their involvement in what they did to the community, because it's like you said, they walked out of the community and did not put anything in the community for the community to thrive. Because they can blame the black woman all they want, but at the end of the day, they are still men and they're supposed to be leaders of their community. And they're not acting like leaders, they're acting like boys. They want to live off the woman and her finances, but they don't want to even do anything to make sure that this woman and his kids are taken care of. And you don't see him, shifting the blame on black men that much. It's all about black women this, black woman that. There is no accountability.
Exactly. Sister Love Wisdom?
There is no accountability. It's just that, you sacrifice. And he didn't even provide proof. I was waiting for an article. I was waiting for a book to mirror his sentiments. And there is none because it's just not true. He acts as if we had the wealth, the power, and the resources. We don't have that. We're in the same boat as you. That at that time and even today, the only difference between now and today is that there are more opportunities to get things done. But it's these 1969 and 1971 talking points in 2021 that's not fitting anymore. Society was sympathetic to the black community back then because they saw the men at the front line. Right now, there is no sympathy because it's like it's rinse, wash, and repeat. We're not going to have any respect for you if we keep seeing your women out there on the forefront. We got more respect for your women than we do you. And it's like society doesn't want to hear it anymore. If you have an issue with it, you get out there and you fight. Your women shouldn't have to be out there. They shouldn't have to be out there. And this whole thing about, well, you say you sacrificed it, you got to take accountability. And it's like you're going into another man's patriarchy, as women should, the same way you're in another man's patriarchy right now.
Exactly.
Everything you do, everything you speak is based on the white man. You're on the white man's platform now, speaking against your own women. How does that make you look like a man in the eyes of other groups of men? So the machine that you were trying to do as far as make society kind of come against Black women is working against you, because society is seeing the exact opposite. Society is seeing you complain and bitch and moan and dragging your women under the bus. So society is going to do what? Be more sympathetic to your women. Because in the community don't have no sympathy for Black women at all. The community, including the women, will always hold Black women's feet to the fire. Oh, Black women can't get away with nothing in the community. But society is a little more sympathetic. A little more sympathetic. That doesn't mean we get better treatment. They're a little more sympathetic because they see what's going on. They see what's going on. You can't say we're the reason why you're in this predicament. Well, no. The Temptations had a great song that said Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And with God, all he left us was alone. That ain't your mama's fault, because your mama took care of you. Your mama took care of you. She did what she had to do to make sure you had food on the table, new shoes, or whatever she had to do. She made sure you was taken care of. But don't nobody never ask back, where was he?
I want to also interject, Love Wisdom, that now, you know, they have done everything to paint a narrative about the bad single mother. But if it was not for these single mothers, 70% of our children are being raised by, what would happen to our children?
Which posed the question that you asked him. So what were Black women to do? If Black women had to choose homelessness or getting on this public assistance, because what isn't talked about is that a lot of Black men were in jail back then as well.
Yes.
Unemployment led to crime, hence the heroin and all that stuff that was coming in the community. You know, so with that, what did the women have to do? Because even back then, some Black women didn't have skills. They didn't have skills to be a nurse or go into the service industry that was now taking over the industrial sector. So they went on public assistance. Somebody got to feed the babies. You're mad at Black women because she didn't sacrifice her children. So she didn't sacrifice her children, and she got on public assistance to make sure her and the kids were fed while you were in jail, or while you said, I'm gonna go over here to work and bring the money back. And some of these men did not come back because they created another family in the other state that they were in, and they forgot about the family they had at home.
Yes.
It's like, so what did you expect Black women to do? What did you expect her to do? Now, do we have some jacked up single mothers out here? Of course.
They want us to wait on them. That's what they expect us to do. Wait on them. But if we wait on these men to do something, nothing's going to get done. And there's going to be a lot of homeless women and children on the street. And they're mad at Black women for choosing government assistance. But you guys are not doing anything to help your own family. You guys are not doing anything to provide and make sure that your family has a roof over your head. You guys are going from one state to another creating families. So these guys can't really get mad at black women for making a decision to go on government assistance and trying to feed their children because the man is not in the home. All these men are doing are making excuses on why they're not in the home. But I said those excuses are out the window. Don't use that excuses today in society. You guys chose to leave baby mamas and not pay your child support. So if anything, you guys should hold you guys yourselves accountable the way the community is because you guys are supposed to be the leaders and you guys are not being leaders.
Right.
Now,
And
I want to before you go in, Love was, I'm gonna let you say what you have to say, but we're gonna start wrapping it up because we're at the third hour. But Love Wisdom, I want you to go ahead and finish what you have to say, but then I want to do the final thoughts, and the final thoughts is going to center around this question: should black women trust black male leadership? Have they redeemed themselves over these years?
oh, I'll just jump in. I'll just jump into that. Um, no. I look, it breaks my heart to say that. No, no. That's why black women need to vet. No. If the collective of black men are not organizing and being in the positions of leadership to turn this ship around, then black women, we have to survive the best way that we can. A brother even said it. Was it not Brother Speak that said it, Faith, that black women shouldn't trust any sort of black leadership?
Yes, he did. Bro Speak did say that.
A black man that is telling black women they shouldn't trust any black leadership. So what does that say to the state of black male leadership in the community when a black man, and he isn't the only black man that said that. I've heard other black men say, no, oh no. So what are black women to do? But you know what? We have to survive out here the best way we can. We have to do what we have to do because at the end of the day, survival of the fittest. If I sit here and say, okay, I trust, but then I don't see it, then I look like Boo Boo the Fool. It does break my heart to say, no, I don't trust y'all leadership because y'all can't even come to a consensus as black men what to do when it comes to black men. You can't protect yourself from other black men who terrorize and shoot up the community, including your kids.
That's true.
So if you can't do that at the base level, how do you expect the women to trust that sort of leadership when you can't protect yourself from other men that look like you? That you can't get your communities in order from other black men. And that's not the black woman's fault. You said it yourself. Black women are not leaders. Okay, we're not leaders. We're going to sit on back and we're going to rest in our femininity because you said we're masculine. So we're going to rest in our femininity. Don't ask us to do nothing right now. You got to do it. You got to show and prove. You have to prove to the community that we can trust in your leadership. Until then, no, we don't trust it. We don't, sadly.
Exactly. Facts. All right, Diamond Princess. Should black women trust black male leadership? Have they redeemed themselves over the years?
No, black men have not proved anything over the last 5 decades that they've been on this earth. I have not seen the black community improve. I see more gang activities going on, and I see more single mothers out on the street. And this is no excuse for black men to be doing this. Black men should be on the street trying to stop all this gang violence and marrying their baby mamas, but they don't want to do that because they don't want to hold themselves responsible. And it is all because we are coddling them too much. And we need, as women, we need to hold them accountable because they need to be held responsible for the way the community is, and not to make excuses for them, because as Black women, we're making too much excuses for them, and it needs to stop. Us as Black women, we should not be out on the forefront fighting for anybody. I do not care, if they're being shot or getting beat by the police. Let them handle it. That's their problem. That's a man's problem. I tell Black women, stay at home and sit pretty. File your nails. Do do some beauty treatments for yourself, because when you go out there and you defend men, you're being masculine. You're masculinize yourself. Saying Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, but your life is not even mattering. You got trans women now coming after you because they want to compete with straight men. They're really trying to compete with you or try to beat you down on the street. So there's a lot of things going against us, but Black men, if they're not leaders now, they never will be leaders, because they're on YouTube complaining about Black women not being submissive. And there's a reason why Black women are not being submissive, because you guys are not doing what you guys are supposed to do. You guys are not following the examples of what other men are doing to get that submission. So I do not follow Black men. I do not follow their leadership. I don't listen to nothing what they say. I just do what I have to do as a Black woman, and I am going to, and this is what I have to do. I'm going to support myself and live my own life, and that's what all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much, Diamond Princess. And I appreciate you for coming up onto the stream and gracing us with your wisdom and your pithy thoughts. Please do come again, by the way, because, we need more intelligent Black women to talk to the masses.
Yes.
And, definitely share all of our experiences together, because it's
Right.
pretty much a consensus. And even other Black men are agreeing. Here's Joe W. He says, hell no. Black women should not fall behind a Black man who doesn't have the willingness or the wherewithal to lead.
Exactly.
And we're looking at this collectively, by the way, collectively.
Now brother Joe W is a man's man.
Yes.
That's a man's man saying, hell no. Black women should not follow behind a Black man who doesn't have the willingness to lead. So when you have other Black men that's saying this, we're not crazy. And I think the thing about it is, I think the reason why, as I said before, you have all the thoroughbreds leaving the stable so quickly, it's because we already knew this. But like you said, Diamond Princess, holding on for hope. But you knew in your spirit, in your mind, something not right. Because not comparing to other races of men, but you see other races of men as a collective in action. And that's not pedestalizing them, it's what you see. And when you back at the ranch, it's like, well, what's going on here? Y'all complaining about how racist these men are, but these men not thinking about y'all like that. These men are like, problem, organize, fix it, let's move on. Y'all are still talking about stuff in 1969. It is 2021. The world is ready for 2050. So it's like, come on. We're not crazy. And it's like, now Black women just like, listen, I don't care if I get flack from my family. I don't care if I get flack from the community. I got to get up out of here. Because if I don't get up out of here, that's it. I got to get up out of here. I can't do it anymore. I can't hope. I have to see the action. I have to see you doing it. If I don't see you doing it, If you're not even supporting other Black men that are actually out there, but you want to complain about the women's, I can't trust your leadership. I can't trust your leadership. I can't do it. They complain about other Black men that's out there actually doing something. They complain to those Black men. The Black men that are holding them accountable, they're blue pill, they're sent, they're bitch made niggas. So when other Black men are holding Black men accountable, in the words of Cerulean Gray, the derelicts, it's an argument. So even other Black men can't hold Black men accountable?
Exactly. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end it on that note, because I believe that Diamond Princess and Love Wisdom pretty much summed it all the way up for everybody. You know, there has not been any changes over the last 5 decades, as Diamond Princess pointed out. And, you know, I've been saying this for the longest. Black men, you are the ones that dictate whether or not there's going to be any safety and security in our communities, in our environment. If you guys sit up here and you decide that you want the thugs to take over, and you are the guys that decided there's no such thing as a gynocracy. I said that in my last video, okay? The gynocracy is a fallacy. It does not exist at all. Black women are not making these laws. Black women are only pretty much holding the community together by a string. And the first string was government assistance. And the next string was getting our education and beating ourselves upside the head, beating those streets, trying to work hard to bring in the bacon. It, you know, as far as it being a gynocracy, no, it's not a gynocracy. We are still under a man system. Not our man, but a man, the man. The same man whose system you're under, that's whose system we're under. So that's the reason why your whole gynocracy thing doesn't make any sense. Now, rather than you all create a system for your women and your children, you blame the women for the system that you are subjugated under. But then you want your women to submit. Make that make sense. And then you complain about the system that you're subjugated under, but you do nothing to come out from under it. Or even like the Asians do, because they can't even come out from under the system, but they do a lot to negotiate within it so that they have power within the system. You don't even do that. So as it stands collectively, I'm not saying all Black men, I'm just saying as a collective, you guys have not earned the submission of your women, and you have not earned our trust that we should trust your leadership. So Black women will continue as they always have, and we will take care of ourselves the best way we can. That's all we can do. And we will seek the right man for the job in our individual lives, but we know that we do not have safety and security collectively like all other women. No, we don't. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you so much to all the guests, D. Darrell, Topaz Presents, Diamond Princess, Bro Speaks, and there was somebody else that came up there. I don't remember who it was, but thank everyone that came up and contributed to the panel, and all the people that cashed app. You guys are great, and all the people that came in and watched the stream, you guys are all the real MVPs. And with that, I have to say peace.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, y'all.